What a cluster of a beginning. I am not splicing all these videos together, so we're just going to pick up from here. For the third time, I am on my way to Walla Walla because my granddaughter's getting an award at school tomorrow, early in the morning, so I don't want to drive up and back in a single day. That's really hard on my my body. Hard enough as it is that I just literally got home on Tuesday. It's now Thursday. I'm headed back up again, heading back on Friday. It's going to be a vegetable weekend for sure. But I'm also running an errand on my way. Somebody in one of my local Facebook groups was looking for some beef bones for their dog. I'm like, yeah, I've got, 3 cows worth of soup bones in my freezer. So I messaged her and I said, hey, they're raw, they're organically fed. Are you interested? She's like, oh, yes, please. So I'm running those over to her on the way because she was going to come pick up. We live relatively close together, which is kind of, I'm like, oh. But she said she doesn't drive and she wouldn't be able to come over until 5 tonight, and I didn't want to wait that late to head to Walla Walla. So I'm like, you know what? It's not that far out of my way. I'll just bring them over to you, drop them off. But then, so second time I started this video. First time I had to end it because I was like, oh crud, I gotta get her address. Well, it didn't occur to me to message her at that time and let her know I was coming. So I started the video again and then remembered, I told her I'd let her know when I was on my way. So I stopped that video so that I could message her and let her know that I'm on my way. Make sure that, she didn't have to run out or anything. Well, I guess if she can't drive, she's not really running out anywhere. But, so yeah, third time's a charm. I don't have a whole heck of a lot new since Tuesday going on, so I'm not sure how much talking I'll do on this video. If I do end up just going, silent, I will, I guess I'll have to edit it. It's just going to take forever to upload. But I'll put in some royalty-free music in there. You guys can just enjoy the drive. Not that it's all that exciting. I mean, I've done this drive enough times that, nothing changes. Scenery doesn't change. If I think about it before I pass the exit this time, I'll take the exit and go through the old town, go through Tucci and Loudon, which is the way that used to be the only way for us to get there, without having to go, down into Oregon and then back up. So, problem is that I'm now so used to taking the new highway that by the time I realize the exit's there, I'm like already passing it. So I'm gonna do my best to remember this time. And for the sake of anonymity and privacy of the person I'm delivering beef bones to, I'm actually going to pause you here. So we'll be back 2 and 2. And we're back. My goodness gracious. Got a little bit of filming done last night and this morning. So last night's videos uploaded last night and buffet. It's like the cabinets that, you know, you put like in your hallway on your way to your door. I don't know what else to call it. I think that's what they're called, is a buffet. For me, they're garbage collectors. It's, you know, like I said, it's the cabinet that's in the foyer that usually ends up with holding all the mail, holding all the keys, holding all the stuff. And then I got steps 10 through 12 done on my steampunk clock, which, you know, it looked daunting. Step 12 looked like it was going to be like super, super complicated, but it really wasn't. 11 and 12. So that was kind of nice. As I was taking all the pieces out, you know, I'm used to there only being, you know, 5 to 10 pieces per step. And, you know, step 12 had like 15 pieces to it. So I was like, so I was glad that, oh, you know what? I'm going to go. Never mind. I'm going to go to the next intersection. So I was glad about that. You know, that it definitely was not as challenging as that it appeared it was going to be. That gives me some hope, because looking at the instructions moving forward, it looks like they're all like that. Like there's a lot more pieces in each individual step, and lots of moving parts to each step. So I'm like, hopefully it's as easy as this last one was. I'm gonna pause just so I can blow my nose. Be right back. Took a little longer than I meant for it to, because I went to grab the tissue out of my console. It got stuck on my sweatshirt. So when I went to like grab it, it flung and it landed like out of reach. So I had to kind of like dig around, try to find another tissue in my console. But anyway, yeah, I took my meds before I left my house, so I think my allergy pill is starting to kick in. So my nose, you know, it's starting to loosen up a little bit. Flashlights sliding. We have a USB rechargeable flash/strobe light that sits up on the dash in front of my backup camera. And it's like going through the wee parts of the roundabout. It's like slide, and then it slides, and then it slides, and then it slides. I don't know if the sound of that picked up on camera or not, but it was pretty funny to hear it. And it was funny for me to hear it. I'm also going to make my usual stop at Dutch Bros to get myself a coffee for the ride. Trying out a new idea, you know, and a new way to use some supplies that were too good to throw away. That's the professor of hoarding. Some things are just too good to throw away. hurry right now. I'm not sure. I mean, I hadn't heard from her, so I'm sure that, they've made plans for the girls to probably go to Grandma and Grandpa's. But, never hurts to ask. And if not, then, they can come over and work on their journals or whatever. With his car buddies. They're going over to Tacoma. There's like a car show, swap meet, something, and they're gonna go to a museum. That's a car museum that's over there, and I guess they have a rotating like special exhibit at the museum, and like it's only there for X amount of time, and then it goes away. Well, I think he said it's the Porsche exhibit. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a car person. Don't really care, so I'm not going. Well, one of the reasons I'm not going, but number two, I don't want to be the only female. But I'm about 99% sure he said it was a Porsche exhibit. But it leaves on the 31st of December, so it was like, if you guys are gonna go, I suggest you make the plans and get your butts over there, or you're gonna miss it. They've been talking about it for like 6 months. And I'm like, really? You're gonna wait till like the worst weather month of the year to go to the other side of the state? Okay. Oh, we're getting some sprinkles. Fortunately, they're not taking the Volkswagen over, so there's not much likelihood that I'm gonna get a late night, like 11 p.m. on a Sunday night phone call. Oh, we're broke down. Can you come and pick us up? That's happened before. But I guess they're picking up a generator from over there as well, so they're taking a pickup, which is newer, not a Volkswagen, and therefore much more reliable. Yeah, those late night, I'm broke down. We're broke down. Calls really suck. Because it's never just to pick the people up. It's a, go and then wait for whoever's going to tow the vehicle home to arrive, whether that's another Volkswagen person or a tow truck, and so it's go up there, sit and wait, and then finally, getting home. Fortunately, the last time it happened, they were able to call one of their Volkswagen buddies, came up, hooked up, and their vehicle was big enough for the people as well as the car, which was nice. He didn't get home until like 1:30 in the morning, but I was able to not have to be out driving in it, trying to keep myself, focused and awake while I was driving. I just got to be at home and wait for him to get home. But that doesn't always happen, especially if they have can't get they can't get a buddy to come and help them, and they have to call a tow truck. The tow truck driver can't transport the people, they can only transport the car. Is it that way in all states, I wonder? I don't know. Never really gave that much thought. It's not like I've ever broken down in another state and needed a tow truck. But me personally, let's see, I broke down once in California. I don't remember. Wait, I think we did have to tow the truck home. I don't remember if he fixed it roadside or if we towed it back to the house. I can't remember. That was a long time ago. Like 1993, so yeah, it was a long time ago. 2 kids in tow. One was an infant, one was a toddler. And then the only other time that I personally have had to deal with a tow truck was when I hit black ice and my old Jetta slid off the highway and ended up in a ditch. And it actually ended up taking, well, I guess when I wrecked my other Jettas, they had to call the tow truck too. It took 2 tow trucks to get my tiny little black Jetta out of the ditch because of the angle that it was at and the fact that it was still snowing. So yeah, it was pretty gnarly. It wasn't very expensive. I didn't have to pay for a ticket because it was a freak storm that blew in, and I wasn't the only one that was caught off guard by it. Like in the lunch hour, they said between like 11 and 12:30, they got over 100 calls into State Patrol for accidents. It was bad. And when the State Patrol officer pulled up on me, she was like, well, you've got 2 choices. She goes, I can put you on the list and you can sit and wait for the state tow truck to come and get you. You won't have to pay today, but the cost of the tow truck will be attached to your ticket when it comes in the mail. And I'm like, my ticket? She goes, yeah, driving too fast for conditions, wheels off the roadway, but she listed, and I'm like, wow. And I go, okay, what's my other option? She goes, you can call your own tow truck and I'll be on my way. And I'm like, bye. They didn't have to go, no tickets, didn't have to report it to insurance, none of that stuff. But yeah, they dispatched one tow truck out, and they were not able to pull my car out of the ditch because it was too slippery. So they called another tow truck out and then hooked it up, and then the 2 tow trucks were pulling in opposite directions to make the car come out of the ditch straight instead of like fishtailing in the ditch. I was like, what a mess. So it still cost me a lot of money because I had to pay for 2 tow trucks, but it didn't impact my insurance, and I didn't have to pay. I didn't end up with a ticket, so lots of tickets. And then when I wrecked my other Jetta in 2016, obviously, that car was completely totaled. It had to be towed. There was no way that anything was happening besides towing it. not particularly busy, but they're moving a little slower than normal. They might have like training staff, but I don't even see anybody. Oh yeah, there is somebody outside taking orders. So I'll say I don't even see anybody outside taking orders, but they were in the blind spot of my truck. Maybe somebody's out there. Oh, I see. Somebody unloading doing inventory up there too, unloading stuff. Just a different level of manpower than they usually have present. No harm, no foul. I'm not in a hurry. Wish I'd have paid attention to what the gas prices were when I was in Walla on Tuesday, though. I mean, I got gas before I left, but I don't even know how much I paid for it. I know, because then I would know, should I just fill up here or fill up there? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it probably doesn't matter. They're probably pretty dang close to price. Switching out the crew. It's weird. It's only 2 o'clock and there's this whole crew of kids. Look like they came from the middle school. Maybe a little older. I don't know. They look somewhere 13, 14, 15 maybe. So 8th, maybe 9th grade. But it's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Neither school is out. This would be a hell of a walk from the high school. I think this is the same kid that took my order the last time I was here. And as always, I will pause you guys while I give him my phone number. He's always so happy, it cracks me. It's nice. It's always nice to see people that enjoy their jobs. I was cleaning off my desk, I found 4 gift cards. And I've got 4 gift cards in my wallet. I don't know how much is on any of them. And I don't know if there's any on the 4 that I found on my computer desk either. Because I haven't checked yet. Christmas song. Oh, I'm gonna pause you. Hello, how are you?
Doing good, thank you. What are you drinking?
I'm an. Oh. So I ended up with a different kid. Never talked to him before. Really nice. It was funny. He was talking about his niece's 1. He goes, and it seems like just yesterday I was holding her and she was first born and now she's about to be 1. And I'm like, dude, I go, enjoy her while you can, because before you know it, you're going to blink and she's going to be in kindergarten winning an award. And then you're going to blink again and, you know, she's going to be learning how to drive, and blink again and she's graduating high school. Blink again, she's getting married. You know, kids grow up way, way fast. Wow, there's a lot of cars. I got here at a good time. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars behind me. Hello.
Your ice normalizer with 2 extra shots?
Yep.
No ice. Got you.
I was just trying to call.
What was that?
What's your
Favorite way to eat a potato?
Yeah. Like what shape or like what way or like sweet potatoes here, tots maybe.
Fully loaded baked. Butter, sour cream, scallions, bacon, cheese.
Potatoes is an underrated answer.
Okay, I would even select the things like that.
A bit of salsa.
Yeah. Salad potatoes are so good. Are you guys going to be going out to eat when you're up there?
Not sure.
That's fair. Do you guys like to cook? Or
Yeah, my daughter doesn't get off work until 8 tonight,
okay.
so.
Oh, are you going to go spend time with your granddaughter until then? Okay.
Yeah.
Is she home with like the dad right now or what?
No, she's in she's in school for probably another.
So you have like another hour, like 10 before she's off home.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect time to get there. That's perfect.
I think she gets out at like 2:40. I think.
Oh, okay.
So she'll go to-
that's a little earlier than I was expecting like 3:15.
Yeah, she'll go to her babysitter and I'll pick her up at the babysitter's.
That's cool. I'm so tired.
So what's your niece's name?
Nevaeh. Just haven't spelled backwards.
I
Yeah.
love it.
It's sweet, yeah.
That name's
She's a funny little
it's been pretty popular for,
I was gonna
probably
say,
a good
I've known a few
decade,
people
maybe.
that have done that. Yeah, it's like gained some traction. I know, like back in like the early 2010s, it was like a big trend of like weird names.
right.
And now there's like this poor little generation of kids that have like funky names.
Oh,
Well,
you
not
mean,
bad names,
like naming their kid like Absidy,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, how do you spell that? ABCD?
Yeah, yeah, no, literally. It's just like, what? It's confusing, but some of the names are cool though. There's some really creative ones.
Oh yeah.
There's some really pretty sounding ones, but for the most part, there's some silly ones. Do you have any other grandkids?
Nope,
No, just the one?
just the one.
You want more?
I have two bonus granddaughters.
Okay, sweet.
So
How many kids do you have?
3.
I did one of them like start dating someone or marry someone that had a couple of kids from a previous relationship. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's something.
Well, kind of. He had a daughter from his first wife, and now his first wife has a daughter with somebody else. So both of her daughters are my bonus bonus granddaughters.
Cute. Okay, so how old are they?
9, 6, and 9 and 6, and,
Okay,
then,
sweet.
and then minus 5.
So you have a nice little group of young ones. That's
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. Well, I hope you have a safe trip home. Okay?
You too.
Thank you so much. Drive safe.
Bye. Like, sort of. Remember, I can actually get on the highway this way instead of going all the way through town like I usually do, because I'm a dingbat. Or going to the light and making a right. Like a dingbat. It's like, doy. I like that Nevea. I didn't realize it was still really popular though. Yeah, 2000, and like you said, 2010 seemed to seemed to be the time where people were naming their children, getting really creative with the names and stuff, and it was probably around 2010, 2012, somewhere around in there, the first time I'd ever come across anybody by the name Nevea. But now I see it. I mean, I see it all the time. But like I said, I didn't realize that it was still popular. Getting a little bit warm in my truck. Instead of a 32. Why bother? I mean, like, I'm gonna end up making more coffee when I get to her house anyway, so I should have just got a 32, but whatever. Choo-choo train. Temperatures are not too bad. It's currently 52. It's not bad considering, it's supposed to have been snowing today. I'll take the 52. When I get back from Tacoma, I'm like, no. I said, I'm coming home Friday after the ceremony. And he's like, I'm like, I am. I was like, I literally just spent 4 days up there. I said, I'm not going to spend another 4 days up there. And if I stayed until Sunday, I might as well stay until Wednesday, because then I'll get to spend some time with Mina. Like, no, I'm going to come home on Friday. Number one, I have my light for my dragons is supposed to be coming in. Currently it says it's coming in on Saturday. So I need to be home to put their light in. I also have my Imperfect Foods delivery box that comes tomorrow. Which, if I didn't come home tomorrow, it would sit outside until my husband got home, which this time of year is not a major issue, because it comes packed in a refrigerator bag with dry ice, and it's winter time. So it would be fine if I had to sit out there till my husband got home at 5:30. But there's no reason for me to stay up there because Mina's with her dad this week, and you know, my daughter doesn't get home until 8 o'clock each night. She's, you know, she works 11 to 8. I'm like, why? I mean, I would just be sitting up there twiddling my fingers. You know, wouldn't even have Mina to keep me company, so no point in staying up there, so I didn't even bring anything for myself to do. So not that it matters, I never end up doing anything anyway. Jerk. What the purpose of that was. Yeah, I always bring stuff up there for myself to do, and then I never touch it. It just kind of sits in the way. So, but this time I was like, well, I'm not going to be up there very long, so I'm not going to haul something all the way up there. So, I'll just play with her diamond paintings. While I'm there. She started working on one, and then she hasn't touched it since. And, you know, it's like halfway done, because every time I go up there, I work on it. Nice driver. That would be a Walmart driver. Back in Franklin. And being on the highway, I'm only in Franklin County for a very short period of time. In fact, I'm not even sure like where well, it would have to be after Road 100, because Road 100 is still in Pasco, so that would still be Franklin. I'm not sure where the border is now that I'm thinking about it. I wonder if the river is the border. I have to try to remember to pay attention on the way home. Look for the sign. I mean, it would make sense if it's right there, why I've never seen the sign or never noticed the sign, because it's kind of crazy in through there with, you know, 2 lanes of traffic merging on and 2 lanes trying to merge off. It's a bridge, and you know, it's just it's a crazy stretch of road. So, you know, I'm usually pretty focused on the road, not on the road signs. I think about it though on the way back. Raise the speed here. But it's 2 lane. They probably long time since I had learned all that stuff. I think 2 lane highway can only be 60. I think. didn't realize my husband put a fresh air freshener in here until I hit the restart button. I was like, whoa. It's like strawberries? Sure smells pretty. Whatever scent it is. Streams going all the time. My YouTube notifications are full of video or movie drops and craft video drops and kitty cat video and puppy dog video drops rather than hate streams and drama. So it's kind of nice. Kind of a lot nice, actually. I was saying the other, on the last drive stream, my IG is not really anything, spectacular. I don't really use it for anything other than, sharing memes, and communication with, people. I love the meme. I love the memes that come through IG. It's crazy how often they really hit home for me. I've had people assume that things that I'm posting are about them, and sometimes, but very rarely, will want to come across, and I'm like, oh, that reminds me of the, whatever, or that makes me think of. But most of the time, it's stuff that's in my own life, my own history, my own traumas, healing from my own stuff, and having things. Having those reminders that I am a survivor and I'm a fighter are nice to have, so it's weird, that sometimes I'll be scrolling through IG and it's almost like it's talking to me. I'm not crazy, I know it's not. I kind of look at it the same way that I do like horoscopes and stuff. It's like you see what you want to see in the time, and you hear what you need to hear in the moment. And so I feel the same way about the memes and stuff that I find like on Facebook and on Instagram, is that the reason they speak to me is because it's what I'm already feeling. And it's what I'm already thinking. And so they stand out to me more than the others. Yes, there's definitely, memes that have come across my screen, and I'm like, oh, I feel that. And then I'm like, yeah, but I'm not really feeling it right now, or I'm not really feeling it today, or I'm kind of handling that okay today. And so like that's kind of always been my shtick. You know, when I was working and I had my own office, I had, you know, stuff like that on my walls, just little sayings, things to make people stop and think and go, huh, you know, little just thought-provoking stuff and positive affirmations. I had one that I changed daily. It was like, you know, it wasn't anything fancy. It was in like one of those sheet protector envelopes. But every day I would print out a new message off of one of the recovery sites that I belong to. Just another quote. And I would change it out. So every day, you know, it was something new. And I got to a point that was so cool that several of my clients would make a point to come by my office just to see what the quote said that day. Which is good. I mean that's the purpose behind it, is to, you know, give people the things to think about, you know. But I do that, you know, in real life. You know, back when I was friends with somebody else, or I wouldn't call us friends. Rephrase that. When I was working on a friendship with her, you know, every morning I would send her a positive affirmation meme, you know, and it was all for naught in that case, but, you know. But I do it with my real life friend, my best friend, you know, every morning I send her, you know, just something to make her smile, something to make her, you know, something to make her think, something to provoke, you know, a conversation, or, you know, whatever. It's just what I do. You know, and I just encourage people, you know, if you're on my Instagram and you're seeing stuff that I'm sharing to my story, if it sparks something in you, honor that, you know. If it gives you a moment of pause, it kind of stabs you in the chest a little bit, honor that feeling and sit with it for a minute or two, or 5 or 20 or however long it takes, you know, and just process through it. The 90-day community, I took them out of my follow list. I didn't remove anybody as far as them following me. That's up to them to do. But I took them off of my following list. I didn't block anybody. I did change my IG, made it private, because the whole purpose of me clearing all these platforms is to create a space for myself where I don't have to deal with the BS drama. And so to have perfect strangers contact me on Instagram to try to start drama with me about what's going on YouTube or what's going on in Reddit, I'm like, yeah, no. So I did make it private, and so if people want to contact me, then they have to request, and I get to decide whether I engage in that or not. So and then Reddit, I still have Reddit itself. Reddit as a platform is not necessarily a bad place to be. They're not, just like YouTube, not all of YouTube is bad, just certain sectors of it are super toxic. Reddit is the same way. I mean, there's parts of Reddit that are really helpful and educational, and there's parts of Reddit that are really toxic, and parts of Reddit that are based on toxic parts of YouTube are just as toxic. So, peace out. Peace out to bottom feeders. But yeah, I mean, I'm pleased that I'm still kind of hanging out in other parts of Reddit. I'm in the 90 Day Fiancé subreddit, the uncensored 90 Day Fiancé uncensored subreddit, the Welcome to Plathville subreddit, several like funny animals ones and cute animals, just various other subreddits. Just places for me to go and engage and have productive conversations with people. With a little bit of non-personal drama, because if I post something in the Welcome to Plathville subreddit, unlike somewhere else, people don't go on the attack and start calling you names and trying to out who you are and accuse you of being this and accuse you of being that, and just being jerks about you even being present, as if they control where you're able to go and what you say and what you are allowed to have an opinion on and what your opinion's allowed to be. So I get to go on the 90 Day Fiancé places and and get a little bit of drama stuff. Without having, like I said, without people making it personal. So it's kind of nice. And I know there's way more subs that I have not even explored yet. Because just like on YouTube, there's many genres of YouTube that I'm like, that exists. And short of searching for it, I mean, I don't know how I would find them without searching for them, because if I don't search for them, then they're not going to be in my personal algorithm, which means YouTube's not going to recommend that, different channels to me. So, I don't know. But, I mean, I suppose if I was really interested in it, I'd already be looking for it, right? But same with, with Reddit. There's different subs, different subs that, are of all kinds of different topics and stuff, and without, like, knowing what I'm looking for, I don't find them. And there are a couple subreddits that I have found through others, like, been in one subreddit and I'm reading, and going through comments and stuff, and then somebody will be like, oh, well, I read over on this one, or this is cross-posted here, and I'm like, oh, what is that? And so I found a couple subs that way, but it's nice to be among like-minded people, and a lot of those. Some of them are fun, some are quirky, some are sad. I'm in several unsolved crime subreddits. And I do follow several crime channels on YouTube as well. Cleaning up after my last project, cleaning my craft table up, and I was putting my stamps away. Not only the stamps that I used during the project, but the stamps that I almost did it again. That was an asshole move. Sorry, forgot I was gonna take you guys the old way. But as I was not only the stamps that I used during the project, but stamps that I got from Canada as well that Muzz had sent me. As I was putting them away, I realized just how far behind I am in creating the pages to hold my stamps. So I'm like, I really got to get busy on that. So before I get too deep into my next project, I'm going to pull my sewing machine out, because there's only one spot for my sewing machine on my table, and if it gets too full of stuff, then I don't have room for it. So right here is where the old highway used to drop in. So this is all part of the old highway. Speed limit 50 versus 70. So we are going to have a little slower ride. At least you get different scenery. Yeah, this used to be the only way that we could get to Walla Walla. And it's speed up, slow down, because we do go through two tiny little towns. And the speed limit, when not going through those towns, is 50 the entire way to Walla Walla. So, it speeds up a little bit when you get closer to town, because you drop onto the main highway. Rumble strip. You drop onto the main highway, so then it speeds up to 60, but not for very long, because then the exit is like right there, so you get to speed up just in time to take your exit. But speed limit drops to 40, and this is the big town of Tucci, or Touch It, as a lot of people around here call it. It's Touchet. Touch it. But it's pronounced Tucci. But this is pretty much it. It's a couple blocks to the left, a couple blocks to the right, and then this main drag. And that's it. And that is your only place to stop for a potty on this entire drive. So back when this was the only way, it's like, if you had to go, you better go then, or you're gonna hold it until you get there. So that was the big town of Tucci. I'm not sure if these residences out here are still considered Tucci or not. I would assume so, but I'm not super positive. My husband would know, because he's very familiar with all the the outskirts and the farmlands and stuff around here because of what he does for work. But and as you can see out here, it's very, once you get outside the city limit, it's very sparse. You've got, property, house, property, house. Everybody's got big parcels of land out here. It feels weird to be driving out here though, and to be driving so slow. You end up feeling like you're, sitting still. House over here on the left, and then your next house is way up there on the right with the green roof. You do have this little house here on the left, but it's been abandoned for as long as we've lived here. Just the field behind it is active. People come and work the land, but the house itself is not livable. But yeah, this house right here is your next one, right here on the right. And you got just kind of this little cluster here, and then it goes back to nothing. Yellowstone fans out there, you'll know what a bar. Where's a bar? Want a bar? Not an idiot. I know those are cows. It's an inside joke to call them bears. Big town of Loudon, Lowden, and again drops down to 40. does have going for it is this place off here to the left. It is a winery and tasting room, but they do a lot of events in there as well. Like they can hold weddings and stuff in there. It's a really nice venue for being, way out here in the middle of nowhere. And then back up to 50. On the hill up to your left, probably can't see them, but because I can barely see them, but there's the new highway. It's just parallel with us right now. This building coming up here on the left is what do you call it? Brain. It's like a tourist, but it's also a winery. But like a civic center? Is that what I'm looking for? Where am I? So it's like a you can go in and you kind of get it. They have like a history of the valley in there. There's even new houses out here since they built the highway. It's a good thing there's no cars coming, because I totally was like checking out the new homes. We've just entered Walla Walla Fire District 4. Over on the left, up on the hill, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there's like a red reader board. That is where, on the main highway, the new highway, that's where the speed drops back down to 60. A little RV place right over there on the hill. It's wine country down in here, so lots of wineries, lots of ranching, farming, so on and so forth. Going straight ahead may connect in. I've never been up that way, so I'm not super sure where that comes out. but I just always go left here, so I can get back up on the highway. Speed up to 60. So this part of the highway should look familiar at this point. Okay, so I guess I exaggerated a little bit when I said you only get to do 60 for a little tiny short period of time. It's a little more than that, but in the grand scheme of things, not much. You know, it's been so long since I've been out that way, I almost wonder, because I know when they were doing the new construction, they had us turn there at the winery, but now I'm wondering if this is where we normally came out. I can't remember. Definitely still a road running parallel down there. My memory is like fuzzing together, like, is this part of the road looking familiar simply because I'm driving this so often? Or is this, we were on the old highway, did the second guessing that prior to the construction of the new highway, whether we did actually turn at that winery there. I don't know. Anyway, it's irrelevant. So, turning here would take you to College Place, which is where the where the Walmart is that my daughter works at, or to Washington, or Walla Walla University. The car way back there that didn't pay attention to the fact that speed limit dropped to 60 miles an hour at the RV park. also take this exit to get to the Walmart. There's the big Myra Road. So go through and round and through the roundabout and through the next roundabout and keep going straight. Go quote unquote straight through the roundabout. All the way until you reach the end and make a right at the light, and then you'll run into the Walmart. But back there at the College Place exit, if you take that exit, then it drops you like damn near in the parking lot. Thursday afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The secondhand store of Aloha is open. I am going to stop and go in. Because every time I've been up here, they're closed. It doesn't seem to matter what day of the week it is, they're closed. Even when their website says they're open, they're closed. It's like, really annoying. One of these days I should go into the Marcus Whitman just to go in and I've never actually been inside, so that's this really fancy hotel right here on the left, on the right. I mean, it's one of the oldest buildings in Walla Walla. Very expensive place to stay. They do wedding venues. The only reason I know what the inside looks like at all is because my daughter wanted to get married in there, and that was a big hell no once we saw how much they were charged for the venue. But yeah, I've never actually been inside there. He's sleepy. Keeping the weirdest sleep patterns right now. Yay, it looks like they're open. Oh, there's their sign. They are open. I am going to park over here because I have a big old truck. And I want to try to park in front. So I see a car. Let's get a closer to the curb, but not on it. There we go. It's kind of feeling like I was sticking out there a bit. So I am in Walla Walla. I'm going to go ahead and end here, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye!